Good afternoon, people of YouTubes. We're going to do some work on the XR3i race car in this video. Haven't done anything on this car, I lie, but I haven't really touched this car since the last video. I've done a couple of little tiny bits as and when I've got time, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, I was planning on getting this done, ready for the end of the season, last race of the season, but it's not going to happen now, just because I've been tied up with other things, other projects getting away, etc, etc, etc. So I'll just explain what I've done since the last video, and then I'll explain what we're going to do in this video. So in the last video, after stripping that out, I've removed the dash and the steering column, so we can do some welding on the battery tray. So we need to make sure that is all out the way there, so we don't catch fire or anything. I've removed all the wiring from behind the dash and down the side of the car to the rear, and I'm not too sure whether I'm going to pull that whole lot out or not, because it's just a case of that fuse box and the fuse box here, and that should all come out. So I'm not too sure whether I'm going to take that out and then go through that wiring exactly the same as what I did on the MGF. So that is that. Removed all the polycarbonate windows because I can't run them. Need to be standard glass, and you can see all this flaky paint here, so we'll have to sort this out. I'm not too worried about the outside. The outside is going to be what it's going to be. It's more the case of getting the underside all done, making that like new, getting all that, because that's the performance part, is the underneath, all the suspension work. So getting all that done, getting all that tidy, and then the body work will come at a later date. But we have got a little bit of body work to do along there and along there, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, 2012 last scrutineering sticker. So this is how long it's been off. I think there's one around this side as well. Don't know what date this is. That's a 2008 one. So yeah, 2012 was the last sticker that I can see on the car. Again, all the polycarbonates come out. I think I'm going to have to get a new rear tailgate. I wasn't going to bother because there's a few bubbly rusty bits there. So if I can get that in the light, and you can probably just see it there, that's all bubbly there. But when I took the polycarbonate out, all that. So I might see if I can get hold of a second-hand tailgate, and to be honest with you, I don't care if it's a completely different colour. Again, the bodywork will come at a later date, as long as the main shell is good. Like all these rear arches, I think they're all full of filler. You can see all the crack of the filler is there. So yeah, once all the underneath is done, the engine's done, and we start doing some racing in it, if I decide that I'm going to put some money into the bodywork, I'll probably get all these rear quarters done, and the same with this back panel. You can see it's separated from the seam there where it's been shunted in. And this is probably a better view from this side, where it's had a bit of a shunt in the back. But that can all be straightened out, that's not a problem at all. And again, I've got a couple of little rusty patches there. But that's about it really. On the back end there, again, this rear quarter, it's full of filler. But yeah, if we decided to put some money into the actual appearance of the car, then that'd be a pair of rear quarters, a new back panel, and we're going to do the front anyway. So this is all the stuff that we're going to attempt to try and repair. So I've got an inner wing there. I've got a new front slam panel. You can see where I've started to take off the old front panel. You can just see, look, it's just been on and off so many times. There's so many front panels and so many wings. They've been picked off and welded back on. So this one we're going to have to try and panel beat out and then put in a new lip along the top here. And just like stuff like this around the headlight assemblies where the front panel welds onto, there's not really much there. So we might have to do a new return for that. And then again, we've got a new inner wing here. And you see where it's had some repairs here, or some damage here where the wheel's gone into it. And someone's tried to smack it out with a hammer by the looks of it. You can see where it's all concave in there. But hopefully I've got a whole body cut coming shortly, so we can take this chassis leg off and put a new one in, so it'll be nice and straight again. And the only other thing that I was contemplating doing is taking the windscreen out and repairing this panel here, because of all this bit here. And we need to cover up some of these holes, because although I can drill new holes for the new handles, it wouldn't look very nice. So I'm just contemplating, because they're only about £8 I think for a new complete panel. So I might take the windscreen out and I might replace this while we're in there type thing. And then obviously the battery tray is all nice and rotted out. So we're going to do that. Got a new battery tray section, and we will weld in some new plates into here and smooth that off. But before we do any of that, I've brought a nice new package over there, which is a rotisserie. I'm going to put it on the rotisserie. We're going to shove it outside. We're going to steam clean the whole thing to get rid of all the grease and all the oil, because I think this had a gearbox issue at some point, because the gearbox that I took out was pretty new, and the inside was all covered in oil and grit and grime, and the whole car underneath is just all covered in dirt and oil and grease and stuff. So we stick it on a rotisserie and wheel it outside, steam clean the whole thing, bring it back. We will need to take the front half of the rotisserie off to then do the front panel. Once we've done that, we can then rotate the car over. We can wire wheel the whole underneath, re-stone guard it, repaint it, and then start building up all the suspension back on. So what I'm going to do is, that package has been there probably for the best part of 3 months, maybe in 4 months. So I'm going to get it out, I'm going to lay it all on this floor, see what we've got, and then start assembling it onto the car and go from there. So anyway, enough waffling. I'm going to unbox the package and then show you what I got. Right, so that's all unboxed, so I know exactly what bits I've got to play with. Looks relatively simple. I've got all the diagrams on here, so it tells me how to do it, a few instructions, and gives you a few ideas of how to mount the vehicle onto the car itself. Nice bit of information. And I did actually get these universal brackets as well, just because hopefully that will give me some sort of idea, which are these ones here. So I've got them brackets, and we can try and see where they will go onto that basically. But I won't be able to sort that out until I've got all this together and roughly in place, and then we'll know what we're dealing with. So the company that I got this from, which was AF Engineering, I think it was, AF Light Engineering. So it's yeah, they're on Facebook. I'll put a link down to their Facebook page, etc, etc, etc. I've gone for the basic one. You do like 2 or 3 different types. You can get the ones where you don't have the casters. I've opted the ones for the casters so we can wheel it outside, and he do a more heavy duty version of this one as well, which is like a big square frame at the bottom with 4 casters per side, so 4 at the front, 4 at the back, so 8 casters in total. I don't think I'll need that on this because it's quite a light car. I think that's designed more for the heavy cars, but I don't think I'll be doing anything more than, once this is done, I don't think I'll be doing anything more heavy than this. So it's all going to be sort of like this sort of thing, or a TF or an F, you know, not nothing as big as a Mondeo Estate, I can tell you that much. So let me set up the GoPro and we'll stick it on time lapse, and we'll see how long it takes for me to put all this together. And as you can see, there's a bag of about 1,000 bolts. So let's get you set up and let's get going. Right, as you can see, all together. So that is the AF Light Engineering. I'm going to call it their basic jig because it is one of their basic ones, but with wheels. It's not the heavy duty one they do. As you can probably saw by the time lapse, it was very quick, and that's because I had all the settings on the camera not correct, shall we say. I had it filming at 10-second intervals instead of like 5 seconds or something like that. So sorry about the time lapse, it's very short. But I'll tell you what we've done basically. These are the instructions that they give you, and to be honest with you, it could be a little bit better. That gives you some idea of where things go, but I don't really, apart from this center pin here, I don't really give you no instructions to build up this section here, and with the spacer plate and how that all goes. So you sort of like just have to use your head a little bit really, and if you're building one of these then you should have some sort of idea what's going on. But it gives you all the bolt lengths, and as you can see, I've done all the bolt lengths and then written them all down, so I can easily go and pick one out and fit it to where they all need to go. So yeah, that part is all basically straightforward, and you are mirroring it on the other side apart from this big wheelie locking tool thing. The only thing it didn't tell you was, if you come over here, are these 4 bolts here, and there's 2 on the other side, and that basically bolts all these together. And I saw there was holes there, and they're only like an M8 bolt, so there's only one place that M8 bolts can go, and there were 6 of them, so 4 this side and 2 the other side. So there's only like the logical place for them to go to bolt this all together. So right, so yeah, they were the only like bolts that didn't show anything in the diagram. You see these 2 here, and just put these spacer plates in place. I haven't tightened this right up, but I have nipped up, and I do make it move a little bit freer. As I say, when you get the car on there, there's going to be more weight on there, so you want to get that pretty tight, but still free, if you know what I mean. You'll have to play with that bit to however much weight you've got on this car. This kit is only rated up to about 700 kilos, I believe he said. But yeah, that's all. That ain't going to be 700 kilos, probably half a ton at that, I'd imagine. And then a nice chunky lock and pin device on there. And obviously when we get all these brackets on, we can then adjust these, and then we can adjust this whole bit here, and there is a couple of extra holes that it can go down on, and then we can use this thing to screw the whole assembly up to lift it up off the floor. But as you can see, it's all nice and movable. So yeah, I think the next thing to do is to take this middle bar out, get at each end of the car, and then get the middle bar in, and then try and figure out how to attach them to the car. The only other bit that I had was these 8 bolts here. Don't know what they do, there's no mention of them in there, but all I can imagine is there's 2 bolt holes on either side of them, so maybe they are for that, but as I say, there's no mention of that whatsoever in the instructions. So right, let's get this under the car and let's figure out how we're going to attach these to the car and to the jig itself. Right, as you can see, we're all braced up, got all our mounts on, and we've got it all rolled over to as far as I want it to roll over really, just so we can access all this underbody, just to make stripping a lot easier. So we've got all this. You can see where I forgot to pick the windows up from the roof. It's a little bit difficult to turn over, so I'm guessing that I haven't got the balance quite right for the pivot point. And also, when we laid the weight on, that post started to pull in a little bit. So I'm not too sure, it's a little bit too much weight for these posts anyway. But we got there in the end, that's all done. So I'm now literally going to spin it all back over again and use the screws to screw it back down onto the axle stands. So yeah, I think we'll leave this video here, and then in the next one we'll get this wheeled outside and we'll get it to cleaning all this grease and dirt. So all around here it's all grease and dirt and grime, and all around here we can get all this done, and then hopefully we can start wire wheeling all this back part, and then start applying our Gravitex, and then we can then work forward into replacing these panels. So yeah, as I say, I'm gonna leave it here for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one.